Welcome back to the show. India and Pakistan have fought several wars over Kashmir, and it is widely believed that the two countries cannot make peace with each other without resolving this issue. In the following report, we will examine different dimensions of this dispute and try to figure out how Pakistan should address it. This is the forgotten dimension of the Kashmir dispute. Muslims living under the Indian rule in this picturesque valley have suffered tremendously since the partition of subcontinent. In theory, New Delhi has given them autonomy under Article 370 of the Indian Constitution. But in practice, it has frequently undermined independent-minded governments in Srinagar. Hindu nationalist groups such as the BJP have meanwhile called for the abrogation of Article 370. All this has created resentment among the Muslim community in Kashmir, which has been frequently subjected to human rights violations by Indian security forces. According to a prominent American journalist, India has resisted external scrutiny of its record and has always blamed Pakistan for violence in Kashmir. He also points out that special laws protect Indian forces in Kashmir from accountability, adding that India's urban liberal elite remains in denial about human rights violations in the valley. The international community is aware of all these facts. The Obama administration, for instance, has pointed out the importance of resolving this dispute. Yet the world community is also cautious about taking up this issue with New Delhi, which it believes is an emerging world power.
61 years, India is the world's largest, most successful, largest democracy and the success story of the region. Pakistan, 31 years of military rule, two-thirds of its boundaries still contested. Communities from Baluchistan through to the Punjab split by lines between countries, and of course the Bangladesh experience of the early 1970s.
The other dimension of this conflict is international in nature. India and Pakistan control parts of the former princely state, and they have fought full-scale and low-intensity wars to resolve this issue. They have also used diplomatic means to settle this dispute. Pakistan, under the Musharraf administration, showed a lot of flexibility over the issue, but many experts claim that the previous government went overboard with its strategy.
The test of any proposal lies in its acceptance by the other side. Here we have to raise the question that what was the end result of Musharraf's out-of-the-box thinking. The end result was that Pakistan shifted its stance, historical position was changed without similar flexibility from India.
Meanwhile, New Delhi is doing its best to turn terrorism into the core issue between India and Pakistan. Islamabad believes, however, that the Kashmir dispute must be addressed since it is fueling militancy and radicalizing Muslims in the region. According to Pakistan, a just and equitable solution to this problem will go a long way towards ending the menace of religious militancy in the region. The question of Kashmir has also become more significant for this region since it can trigger a water conflict between India and Pakistan. Experts have written at length about this issue, but once again, the world community is turning a blind eye to it. The question therefore is, how should Pakistan address this issue? It is up against a much bigger adversary, and the international community is not openly willing to weigh in with it.
My own position is, why to surrender on principle of self-determination? Of course, you cannot take Kashmir by force, but that doesn't mean that you compromise. You surrender your principle. You don't know what is going to happen next 30 years, next 40 years. International system will never remain the same. It has never been the same.
Pakistan should not hesitate from taking up this issue at different world forums. It has always supported the people of Kashmir, and it must continue to do so. Considering the complexity of the issue, we asked experts how Pakistan should handle the Kashmir dispute.
There is a strong difference on this issue between India and Pakistan, because India wants to emphasize and focus on terrorism, and Pakistan wants to highlight the Kashmir problem. Nevertheless, Pakistan's policy has changed over the years, because Pakistan wants to discuss Kashmir along with other issues. Pakistan is not saying discuss only Kashmir. All the 8 topics that are being discussed in composite dialogue, Pakistan wants them to be revived.
I don't see much prospect of serious discussion on Kashmir at the moment. What will happen is that if the Kashmir-related CBMs, which means, you know, the movement of people, the buses moving, goods moving, similarly movement among people here and opening up the border, those are the kind of things which will create the right atmosphere. And if this process then continues for a year or so, then probably more serious discussion.
At this time, we are probably at our weakest, economically, and also because our military is engaged in terrorism, and we have the threat even on our western border, which we never had in the past. So I don't think this is the time to really sort out Kashmir, for we'll only end up giving more than what we can.
Historically, we have used military means to, to solve the Kashmir issue. And what we've realized, hopefully, that, military means do not work. They didn't work in 1965, they didn't work in Kargil, they're not going to work, period. So perhaps building India's stakes in Pakistan and Pakistan's in India is the best way forward.
As long as the Kashmir problem persists, which is now, it's an internationally recognized dispute. India and Pakistan both recognize that this may not be the core issue, but this is in fact one of the most important issues between India and Pakistan. So as long as Kashmir issue remains unresolved, I think you cannot effectively and adequately address the issue of terrorism, because the terrorism that we, and some of its manifestation that we see, is actually an outgrowth of the inability of India and Pakistan to compose their differences over Kashmir.
Diplomats in Islamabad believe that India and Pakistan can make progress at Sharm el-Sheikh. Yet it is important to remember that the upcoming round of talks in Egypt is not about issues, but the rules of engagement. But that's all the time we have for this week on Eye of the Storm. If you have any comments, suggestions or feedback, please send us your emails at thestorm@dawnnews.tv. I'm Wajahat Ali. See you next week.